Let's bring in Congressman Tony Gonzales. He's a member of the House Homeland Security Committee. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Listen, we want to share with you, we know you've got some video, but we want to share with you something that our correspondent Bill Malutian tweeted out yesterday. First up, new security video from a contact in Eagle Pass, Texas, shows a large group of migrants crossing illegally onto private property this morning. Crossings have been down big in Texas the last few days, but are expected to rise again as cartels and smugglers figure out the post-Title 42 border. And then it continues. I asked the Texas National Guard if this is one of their soldiers who opens the gate for the group of migrants. They tell me she is not a Texas soldier and is not a Texas Army National Guard. I'm told she is a Title 10 soldier from the Missouri Army National Guard under orders from the federal government and working with Border Patrol. So a lot of people, Congressman, were saying, who exactly is opening that gate for that large mass of migrants? And as it turns out, it's somebody who's doing it at the direction of the federal government.
Yeah, that's the frustration we have along the border, and I thank Fox and I thank Bill Malutian and Griff Jenkins for giving us the images, because the images tell the story. When you see a guardsman open up a gate and let people in, the border's not secure, and that's the frustration we have. Is, you know, imagine in Texas we have grocery stores called H-E-B. Imagine you go to the grocery store, you pick a number to wait for the deli, your number's 4, but yet these people are cutting in line. And so what about the people that are doing it the right way? What about the Americans that came over the right way, that live along the border following the rules, and yet you have people that just break the rules every single day? It's wrong on all ends, and we're very frustrated, but we're also, we can't stop fighting. We can't say it's okay. That's what I'm hearing too. Everyone's going, it's not that bad. You look at those images, that's what not that bad looks like.
Yeah, 10,000 every day last Monday, same number on Tuesday, same number on Wednesday, and we continuously hear that those numbers are high and that many of the shelters down there in South Texas are overflowing and there's not enough room. That's why they're having to ship them to other cities. What are you seeing? I know you have this video from El Paso.
Yeah, no, I traveled to El Paso on Friday to the Central Processing Center, and I've been there many times, and I'd never seen it in this porous a condition. That place can house 1,000 people. It was housing 3,000. And in one cell in particular that could house a little over 100 people were over 700. They were all single adult males. I spoke with one individual. He told me he had been in there for 18 days. Legally, you can't hold someone for more than 72 hours. What I wanted to show is, if you look at those images, you should be furious. You should be, your blood should boil, and you should get upset with what is happening. Also, last week, no one seems to talk about it, but there was a migrant child that died in HHS custody. So these are things that can't be normal. I've been pushing back against it. A lot of us continue to push back here in the House, but we can't stop until we push Biden to make the changes that need to happen, which is essentially enforce the laws that are already on the books. That's what we're asking for.
So should single males be able to get in? I mean, what is their explanation for getting in? I don't like my government? What are they saying to be even get to the point where they're in America?
Yeah, it's the cartel controls everything, as you'll know. What has to happen is we have to surge immigration judges to the border, and these folks need to get their cases heard in days. And if they don't qualify for asylum, we send them back to their country of origin. You do that for a month, and this goes away. And then you send those immigration judges to the cities that have been hit the hardest. That's how you solve the crisis.
All right, Congressman, you're doing great work on this. We appreciate it. Don't stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.